Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Formula Virtual Racing. We're here once again for season number 7. It's the first round of the season. We're excited to go. We are ready to go, and it is going to be an absolute cracker here around the Red Bull Ring. We are in the Styrian Hills for another season opener. The Austrian Grand Prix has been a classic in Formula Virtual Racing in previous years. It is going to be an absolute belter of an evening here. It is sunny for qualifying. We'll have to wait and see what the conditions are for the race. I am once again joined alongside here for season 7. Brendan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much. So we're in the hills of Austria, where I believe we've had no repeat winner before in Austria. We've had Benton's correct. Season 2, season 3 I believe was won by Tim Wenting, season 4 by the Austrian himself, Enzo King, and then season 5 by was it Legend Rosenberg?
It was Legend, it was. We've had it as a season opener for everyone apart from that Enzo King win. That was a wet to dry race. He won it on the Inters in the dry conditions. It was an absolute brilliant Grand Prix. But we are in for another good one here tonight. We have a new era, we have new cars, and we're ready to go. We're on board with Jeroen Muller for the first qualifying lap that we'll have a look at, but we're not going to go on board just yet until later on in the session through turn number 1. Of course, there's a new patch on the Formula 1 game. It's a really difficult one. It makes the cars a lot more difficult to drive, more drivers find really understeery, so it'll be interesting to see who can get the handle of these new machinery and who can set the quickest laps. We're on board with Jeroen Muller as he heads down towards turn number 4 here in the Red Bull Ring. And Brendan, I think we really do have to look at still the same drivers, the legends, the Lewises. Will they still be at the top?
That's what we're expecting. Obviously, this game is much different in terms of handling model. Obviously, some people will like it more, some people will like it less, but generally, usually you still have the similar enough drivers at the top. So you have Legend, who is the consensus choice to dominate this season, but you have other drivers. Obviously Lewis could come back, Legend and Lewis being teamed again, and then maybe some old faces might come back, like the Thomas Mains. Maybe some new faces might progress more. Well, Luke Davies. So Mercedes are clearly, they're banking on one of the two happening, of either experience or youth working in their favour.
Speaking of experience,
much
yeah, exactly. It's experience and youth, but it's Jack Redmond who sets the fastest time, which is beaten by Legend Rosenberg with a 1:04.611. That is the man himself back on top in the Papaya Orange McLaren. There is Enzo King on to 5th as he heads through turn number 1. Thomas Main currently 6th. He's 7/10ths off the pace. Lewis, not a representative lap time there. Might have been doing an install lap just to get a feel for the cars. But we have a lot of driver swaps this season. We'll run you through them quickly. We have Legend swap moving to McLaren. Jack Redmond staying in Alpha Terry. He has stayed with Sam Davis. Sam not here this evening. He is living the life in Aruba. But Jeroen Muller is a Dutchman replacing Sam Davis. Enzo King will join rookie Leroy Van Schendel in the Aston Martin. Leroy with some top reserve performances last season to get himself in that Aston Martin cognizant car. In Mercedes, apologies, it is Luke Davies once again, but he's joined alongside Belgian Thomas Main. Did 2 races for Williams at the end of the season and almost won in Zandvoort. Williams have got back Clyde Glennon and joining alongside season 6 driver Yuri Wessels, but Clyde not here tonight, so it's Sam Crumpton who will take the reins of the Williams. Moving on to Haas, it is the return of Tim Wentink, but again not here tonight, so it's Bill Nowick they've got in for this evening's race alongside Bort Bune. Red Bull Racing, it is a former Racing Point lineup. Kyle Albert and Tyler Davison in the Red Bull. Tyler Davison won Red Bull their only Constructors' Championship back in Season 2 with Sam Davis, the Constructors' winning outfit of Scuderia Ferrari. Jake Marsh and Juan Hernandez both staying with the team. Alfa Romeo have had a complete swap after 2 poor seasons. They have gone for Liam Houseman and Aaron McFall, the 2 friends there, and then the Alpines is Avesta Gobadi and Adrian Tite. Adrian will be joining us in a moment, but Ukrainian Avesta Gobadi is back after a season on the sidelines. A bit like Esteban Ocon, I suppose you could say, but it's 2 very familiar names at the top. It's Legend Rosenberg leading from Lewis McWilliam.
Yeah, it is pretty much normal service for FVR, despite many things changing around it. Yes, I'd say Liam Weisman has made a step up this year and is up in P4 at the moment, and I'd be very happy with himself as of now. Obviously, you still have a couple of drivers to set laps, including the Ferrari pairing of Juan Hernandez and Jake Marsh, who won the Constructors' Championship last season, marking the first time in FVR that the Constructors' Champion wasn't also the team of the Drivers' Champion.
Yes, that's correct, it wasn't. And it was really interesting because everyone thought Red Bull had it summed up, but Ferrari took it in a classic finale in Singapore. Apologies, I've just smacked my microphone, but we'll ignore that. We still are waiting to see a representative lap time from Vestago Badi, a very quick man behind the wheel, and these new cars absolutely suiting him. He is flying as we see him almost spin out of the pit lane. That would have been a terrible link-in, but thankfully that was not the case. I believe Kyle Albert, he's out on the wet compound tyres, and absolutely nothing has changed from Kyle Albert's perspective. He is out on the wet compound of tyres. The two Ferraris lining up to set a hot lap. Will we go on board with Juan Hernandez, Brendan?
Yes, we can. So the Spaniard, who ended up third in the standings last season, probably think it maybe more could have come from it. But coming up to turn 1, in this kind of condition, it is blind, so you do have to watch for it. Make sure you don't invalidate or get beached on the outside curb. Now heading up towards the kink of 2, and then come up to 3, where we've seen more than a few battles, a few pertaining to Ferraris and boy Charles Leclerc. Now, get power on, DRS, the third DRS zone already, and you're not even halfway through. Now down to turn 4, you've got a couple of cars here, but you're not battling them, any of them, so it doesn't matter if you're dying to wide. Listen for 1. Now to turn 5, little kink, and now to turn 6. This is just... he's beached on the curb.
That's a spin for Juan Hernandez, and that's the first mistake we've seen here in qualifying. Juan Hernandez not getting a lap in now. He'll have to have another go. Legend Rosenberg trying to pump in a second lap. Thomas Main has gone to third on the timing tower. Here comes Rosenberg round the final corner. The Red Bull mobile curve across the line, and it's going to be another smashing lap. 4/10 on pole. 1:04.263. Brilliant lap as we see Lewis McWilliam teeing up to start a hot lap here. Let's see what the McLaren can do as he heads down towards the Niki Lauda curve. Turn number 1. Beautiful Austrian flag mural on the outside. That's a common feature here in the Red Bull Ring. The outside of the track looking stunning. Jake Marsh has gone to 4th. That's a good lap by the Ferrari man, who has struggled in qualifying in previous seasons, but he seems to have picked up the qualifying pace here. Oh, it's a car park at turn 3. Absolute car park. Lewis McWilliam has to avoid a slow Haas of Bourbion, and it was an absolute car park there as he heads into turn 3. There were 3 wide at one moment. A lot of cars on the circuit. Vestago Badi has gone to 3rd. Sam Crumpton has gone to 4th, and qualifying, really good qualifier is Sam Crumpton. Keep an eye on his name, it'll be near the top. The races is where he struggled in his other leagues, but he is really quick here, and there's an absolute car park and a half down at turn number 4. We see Jake Marsh letting the Williams of Theodore Marinov through. He is another replacement, replacing Yuri Wessels this evening. I've forgotten where he's from, but he's from somewhere, so there you go, folks. My first blunder of the season. It was going to happen sooner rather than later, but here comes Theodore as he heads down towards turn number 9. No, he's in the pits, as well as said Millsy, as there is someone gone up. That's Aaron McFall gone to 13th. Juan Hernandez has gone to 12th. He's got it all out of shape through 1, and that's that lap over before it started. Here's Aaron McFall getting a brilliant tow off the Haas.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what Haas it is, and Adrian has joined, and Aaron's all out of shape as he heads through turn number 3. He's caught it well, and he's backed off of that lap. He's seen the mistake.
Liam Weisman had a spin.
Both Alfa Romeo struggling. Liam Weisman and Aaron McFall. Lewis McWilliam is on another run as he breaks just after the Fly Emirates sponsorship bridge down in the... I'm going to try to pronounce this. Schlossgold. Oh, there's a Red Bull off, or is that an Alfa Romeo off? It was an Alfa Romeo off as Lewis is purple in Sector 2 as he's just ran over the curb and invalidated the lap time, and that's another early mistake by the man from Elgin, Scotland. He has Made him an error there and into the pit lane. Leroy Van Schendel has gone to 8th for Aston Martin. Good lap there. The new handling model suiting him well. Running a Logitech G29. And the update for that has definitely assisted him. Bourbion, the most consistent man last season. 9 points finishes in 9 races last season. He is currently on a 10-point streak. If he can continue that today, he'll be doing well for himself as he enters into the Worth curve. Heading into turn number 8, he seems he's 7/10 down on this lap. It's a bit difficult for him. He's currently 17th in qualifying and definitely not treating this handling too well. It's got to be into the pit lane for Bourbion. Of course, you need to watch here, folks, that white line. You're not allowed to cross it this season. New regulations by the Formula Virtual Racing stewards have stated you cannot cross that white line on the pit entry. You can just see it there. Kyle Albert, he's on a push lap. He's allowed to cross it. But if you're entering the pit lane, absolutely no crossing that. Here comes Kyle Albert to start his qualifying lap. Let's take a look at the Red Bull. Down into turn number 1. Not bad for Kyle Albert so far.
Yeah, looks very nice, very clean. Didn't even need to take any curb. Oh, a little twitch there for some reason.
That's interesting. Through turn 2, it's easy flat. It's a purple sector 1 for Kyle Albert. Not a bad job at all. Get the traction down, the engine revving, but that's not really happening. It's just an audio glitch on the game. As he enters down towards Schlossgold, I will get it right eventually. He has tucked in nicely there. We'll see what he can do. Heading into the Worth curve. Braking just after the 50 metre board. 5th gear. Get the car rotated in well. He's ran a bit wide and invalidated the lap. And that's such a common feature around this Red Bull ring in this game that it's definitely going to pick up a few penalties for drivers in the race. Luke Davies is starting a qualifying lap now. He's currently 13th. The man who finished 2nd in the championship last season. Will he be the first shock of the season to be low in qualifying? It's easily done. We'll have to wait and see as he enters
10th up.
Turn number 3. He's the 10th up, so that'll put it won't actually gain him a position. He's almost exactly a second off the pole time. It's a 1:04.263 for Legend Rosenberg is the pole time, and no one is going near it. The rest of the grid separated by almost nothing. But Legend absolutely clear up the top. We're on board with Luke Davies. We'll see what he can do.
4/10 at Austria is a huge margin. Usually it's so close here because it's the shortest lap time on the Formula 1 calendar. And obviously they're not shortest in distance because that belongs to Monaco. Yeah.
It's actually the 4th shortest in
Thomas
distance.
has went 2nd.
Thomas Main gone 2nd. Still 4/10 off pole, but he's gone to 2nd. Where can Lightning Luke Davies go? Oh, it's no positional improvement. That's disappointing for Luke. Thought he would have been up there more, but there is no positional improvement for young Lightning Luke Davies, and he is in 13th. He's a good race driver, much better in the race than qualifying. But Thomas Main, 2nd, leading that Mercedes charge. They want a constructor's title. Ideally, they'd like a driver's title as well. But we do have to wait and see how this one develops. Jake Marsh gone for a run, the man from Leeds in the United Kingdom, heading up towards turn 3 of Remus.
See, Jake's in PSG on lap 2 now. His pace, he seems to have had good pace here, although we'll have to see how some drivers will respond to the patch.
Yeah, the patches, it's a completely changed the way this game is driven. The understeer is absolutely crazy on some of the cars, depending on what tyre pressures you're running. It's really easy to have a moment like that, and a snap of oversteer could see your qualifying lap go down the drain, and it has for Jake Marsh as he's backed off, heading through the Worth curve. That is what has happened there. Kyle Albert's gone for another run. He's heading through the Worth curve, but he's down on his time as well. He's 1.9 seconds down, now 2.2 seconds down. This isn't a representative time for Kyle Albert. 3 minutes to go in qualifying. It's a bit of a mixed up grid. Juan Hernandez down the back, Luke Davies down the back, Enzo King as well. Want to be qualifying a little bit better. Kyle Albert was never one for qualifying. He's used to being down the back in qualifying, but keep an eye on him in the race. He's absolutely mighty when it comes to driving a race car. Lewis McWilliam gone for an early lap, and it's already an early invalidation as he heads over the sausage curb through turn number 1. Jack Redmond has gone to 4th, or he's in 4th. He's having another bite of the cherry as he heads up the hill here for AlphaTauri. Absolutely, it's a match made in heaven. AlphaTauri and Jack Redmond. He loves driving the car. He loves being in the team. Will he love scoring another Formula Virtual Racing pole position? Not like that, he won't. Not like that, he won't. That was a right out slide.
I'm just struck by the use of first gear there, but I suppose that was all going to happen. If you're in that low of a gear, the car's just going to not really going to like it.
Oh, Vestigobadi having a slide and backs off, and a lot of drivers just backing off in their times here. It's not working well. Juan Hernandez, he's only on an outlap for the Scuderia Ferrari, but he was coming up right behind Vestigobadi. What about Adrian Teich? He's done a 1:07.7. It's not a representative lap time, but he's going for a push lap now. Is Adrian Teich, the man from Canada? It's his first time not in an Alfa Romeo. He's in an Alpine, but not an Alfa Romeo. Lewis McWilliam is having another go here as he heads up the hill towards turn number 3. We'll see what he can do. Into Remus, brakes just after the 100-metre board, really late in the brakes. Get the car rotated in well. That's not a bad job by the Scotsman. He's looking to topple his teammate, as that's Bill Nowick out of the session. First retirement in qualifying. He is out of the session. There's a yellow flag there. You can see he's gone straight on. We've seen Hassas go straight on there between the years.
Lap is not going well here.
Juan's lap not going well.
No, he got slipstream and all, but it just did not work.
The Ferrari not having a good qualifying. They didn't have a good qualifying last season. Lewis McWilliam is a tenth of a second up. This would be Thomas Main. Oh, he's invalidated, and he's into the gravel, and McWilliam's out of the session, and his qualifying done for Lewis McWilliam. There's 41 seconds left. If he had the fuel, if he had the battery, he could have got another run in, but Legend Rosenberg is trying to take pole from the garage, just like his idol Sebastian Vettel once did in Singapore. He's trying to take pole from the garage. Jack Redman entering turn number 9. We'll see what he can do. Takes the curb, takes the outside curb, downshifts really quickly into the Red Bull mobile curve, and he's round into the wall, and the mistakes are really picking up here. Vestigobadi makes a mistake through the Red Bull mobile curve. Crumpton is down on his time. Thomas Main is up on his time marginally, but I don't think he's going to get 0.4 of a second in this last sector unless it's an absolute monster, but I don't think it will be for the Mercedesman entering the second to last corner, turn number 9. Really easy to make a mistake, as everyone almost has demonstrated this evening. The Red Bull mobile curve sees him across the line as the two Aston Martins are two alongside. Thomas Main does not improve on his time. Jake Marsh is the next guy improving. And what about Sam Crumpton? No, wasn't able to improve in the end. Jake Marsh, will see what he can do. 0.017 is the improvement through sector number 1 for Jake Marsh, the man who has a constructor's title under his belt.
Here.
We'll see what he can do. He's had a wobble through Remus, not through Remus, through the curve, but he is up on his time, big time here, almost 0.2 of a second. This could be a large positional improvement for Jake Marsh, as it looks like Jerome Muller has gone to 7th. Really great qualifying for Jerome Muller. Liam Houseman has gone to 10th. Here goes Jake Marsh across the line of the red boy. He's gone on the front row. What a great qualifying by Jake Marsh. He's taken that front row off the Belgian of Thomas Main at the dead.
At start-finish line. That's
it.
it.
Oh, that's it. That's qualifying. Jake Marsh, wow, that was impressive to take second, but Legend Rosenberg is in a different league to everybody else here, and it's the PSGL F1 driver starting first, the PSGL F2 driver starting second. Legend Rosenberg taking the pole in Austria like he has done before, like he did. Or did he do it in season 5? I don't think he did, because it was Marcus Fowle who took pole on the mediums that day. But Legend is on pole position from Jake Marsh in second place, Thomas Main in third, followed by Lewis McWilliam in fourth, Jack Redmond fifth, Vestigobadi sixth, Sam Crumpton seventh on debut, with Jerome Muller in eighth, Aaron McFall ninth, followed by teammate Liam Houseman in 10th spot, Leroy Van Schendel 11th, Juan Hernandez 12th, poor quality from him. Then it is Enzo King, Luke Davies, Theodore Marinoff, Kyle Albert, Seb Millsy, Borbune, Bill Nowick and Adrian Teich to round us off here at the Red Bull Ring. One thing to note, no formation lap due to the glitches. We won't have the formation lap. We'll be going straight in to the Grand Prix, so it'll be a very quick start, which means we must ask the question now. Brendan, who wins in the Red Bull Ring?
You would have to set the obvious option here as Legend, but anything can happen, and it usually does. Obviously, now we have to see what the weather is, because it's a little more unpredictable this year, in my opinion. You can't really see when it can rain. It's just a little more. You can't really. It's not as certain as last year, but I would expect Legend to be able if he can just pull away, then this race should be his, and he should be able to get a great start to the season here. But you don't know. Anybody could, and you can't underestimate, even down in maybe 12th or something, you could see Juan or Luke, who are better racers than qualifiers, pop up somewhere maybe, if the luck comes to them.
Well, here we go. 5 seconds to go around the 4.318 kilometre Red Bull Ring. 10 corners designed by Herman Tilke. Almost his first modern project. Here we go. We're getting ready to go in the Red Bull Ring. Straight away, we go racing in Austria. It's a launch and a half from Jack Redmond in the AlphaTauri. But look at the launch. Legend Rosenberg has got into turn number 1. Sam Crumpton alongside Thomas Main and Lewis McWilliam. He's not quite got it there. Lewis McWilliam struggling with the traction. Juan Hernandez is off in the background. And it looks like Theodore Marinov is taking a trip to the Red Bull Ring's barriers. Him and Liam Houseman have made contact. Thomas Main up the inside. Sam Crumpton on the outside. He looked for a move on Lewis McWilliam, but neither of the pair could get it done. And now Avestico Badi has got the traction. He's gone for the both of them on Thomas Main, on Sam Crumpton, and Avestico Badi. He's gonna try to make this move work. Late on the brakes from the Ukrainian. Thomas Main keeps it round the outside. The two really experienced racers getting away well. But
Red Bull turn 4, this might not end well, but in this case the Red Bull is true.
Luke Davies down to 16th. He's been passed by Adrian Teich. Adrian's got a launch and a half. He's up 5 spots. Oh no, he's round. Adrian Teich. Oh, really unlucky. He was up 5 places and spins, unfortunately, through the Worth curve. But on lap number 1 out of 36, the mighty Legend Rosenberg leads in Formula Virtual Racing once again.
That is the start Legend needed. He almost broke the second here, and he will have this lap to do it before DRS kicks in.
Oh, here we go. Kyle Albert, or Seb Millsy, apologies, looking for a move. It's on a poor Bune. He's gone round. Oh, unfortunate for Seb Mills, but it was never really going to work, was it? And Seb Mills has been sent facing the wrong way. We've the tyres on screen. Really interesting selection. Legend mediums. Jake Marsh hard. Lewis mediums. Thomas Main on the hards. And then it is Avestico Badi, Sam Crumpton, Aaron McFall, Enzo King on the mediums. Yellow flag. It's Adrian Teich at turn number 1 again. Just take a look quickly. Jack Redmond has fallen to 16th after getting a great launch.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what's happened there, but Aaron McFall's gone round the outside of Enzo King through turn number 5. Turn number 4, apologies.
I think something happened in the second phase of the start with Jack, because you were saying he had a great launch.
Oh, Aaron McFall is gone round and into the gravel, and the early mistakes are really showing here in the opening round of Season 7. Aaron McFall is facing the wrong way, and now both Alfa Romeos have had horrible starts, but Brendan, have I just spotted a drop of rain?
Rain? In what corners?
It looks like we had a drop of rain heading through the corner. Aaron McFall, is this rain on the camera of Jake Marsh's Scuderia Ferrari? There is definitely rain, and that may be why Bill Nowick gets Jack Redmond. He's out of the opener. And do we have a safety car? We have a safety car out. It doesn't quite come up on your screen, folks, but we have a safety car. And look, there's rain. There is rain over on the Austrian hills here in Styria.
Yeah.
It is 600 metres above sea level, and 60% of Styria is covered by forest. Rain is a popular thing around these parts of Austria.
Yeah, and obviously we've had one person who has managed to...
I think this might only be a virtual safety car, Brendan, just to note, because yeah, it's a virtual. Thomas Main's got a drive-through. Oh, how unfortunate. Thomas Main has picked up a drive-through from 4th place. He's going to have to serve that as well. You only have 3 laps to serve it, but Thomas Main, how unfortunate is that? We've seen it was a VSC, but he's got a drive-through for it because there was no safety car out on the track. Avesta on the better tyres than the Belgian. The hard tyres are going to be awful here, because I don't think we were expecting rain this early on in the Grand Prix. Maybe it won't get wet enough to go for the intermediates, but here comes Lewis McWilliam. He's going to go for a move on Jake Marsh to make it a McLaren 1-2 on lap number 4. The Scotsman's through, and as easy as you like. The same goes Avestico Badi, but he's lost it on the exit. Oh, thankfully ghosting has come into play there, and it looks like...
Not spotted Crumpton now.
Yeah, he's behind Crumpton. As that is unfortunate. Bune on Kyle Albert. Kyle is the DRS, which would make me think Kyle Albert's got the job done there. That's what you said, I believe, Brendan. But
yep,
I completely
Kyle got the job done. So some good racing going on. Juan and Kyle are up a couple of spots.
Juan and Kyle up a couple of
Enzo
spots.
actually,
Look
very
at
nice
Legend,
job
though.
so far.
Enzo is up to 7th. We're going to pop the positional change up on your screen for a moment's time, folks. There it is. There goes Thomas Main in to serve his drive-through penalty. Thankfully, nobody piling into the back of the Belgian as he enters the pit lane. Enzo King up 6 spots, as well as Borbune up 6 spots. 5 spots for Kyle Albert and 4 spots for Bill Nowick. Adrian Teichert got the most spots on lap number 1, but unfortunately, he was sent spinning through the Worth curve, and that was his day almost over, as I believe Adrian is now a lap down. A terrible way to start the season for the Canadian. It's so unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate.
Legend's gone, by the way. Absolutely gone at the front. Untouchable. But there is...
Just see there a little bit of rain. It's getting more. But will it... Oh, Legend actually had a twitch there.
Is this going to be like Spa last season, Brendan, where it doesn't rain enough, but it does rain enough, if that makes any sense, as it looks like there is a battle here. It is Avesta Badi getting through on Sam Crumpton. That looked almost like it was rehearsed, how quick he got through there. I'm not sure whether Sam led him through. He's seen, right, Avesta has the pace here, there's no point holding him up, but Sam Crumpton does look to be struggling. Borbune has got back past Kyle Albert, and Borbune, just like he did on so many occasions last season, snuck up into the top 10, as these guys, will they be starting to think about pitting for those intermediates soon? Doesn't look well enough as it stands, but that gap up the front is coming down. Oh, it's Jerome Muller gone at the final corner, and AlphaTauri's days got even worse. That's a no from wing. Oh, there's someone else on the wall. It's Liam Houseman, who's gone round as well in the final corner, and these guys are really struggling here. And now that is the safety car out. The full course safety car is out. You can see it on your track map. That little yellow dot is the full course safety car.
Thomas,
and I believe
Thomas has gone for the Inters.
Thomas Main has gone for the intermediate compound of tyres. That is the thing here, as Bill Nowick has received a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. That's unfortunate.
The good news for Thomas here is that if this call is right, it will effectively win him back the time he lost from the drive-through and more. Although, it depends on if people are going to pit soon. So maybe could gain a couple of places. Namely on Kali, Theo, Seb, Millsy, Bill Nowick, Borbune, and maybe Jerome. Could bring him back up near the top 10.
Just by Liam's reaction before the race, he said, this weather forecast, and that was it. That would make me believe we're in for a messy one here. Both McLarens into the pit lane, as well as Jake, Avesta, Crumpton, Enzo and Leroy also going to pit, as I believe Leroy, he's just holding the delta a little bit. Leroy, you can't hold it that much, my friend. You gotta speed up a bit, and as his intermediate compound tyres for, I think almost
Lewis
everybody.
Is going to be a victim of double stack here.
I think he is, as Kyle's got a 5 for speeding in the pits. They've timed it well, as Lewis only lost a spot there. It was Jake Marsh who's got in front, but that is not too shabby for Lewis McWilliam. I think Avesta Badi might have had a slow stop. Of course, you do have to turn into the pits yourself this game, and that does affect your pit stop time.
Thomas Main, I think, is still in the delta. If he wasn't, would have been a bit of a game.
I'm surprised we haven't got anyone chance their arm on a set of slicks, because we normally do. As Thomas has been crippled by the delta there. That's unfortunate. He'll get a few spots. He won't be plumb last, but he'll come out behind Bill Nowick in 15th.
No, the thing is, Bill Nowick does have a drive-through, so a spot will be gained there at the least. Kyle obviously has a 5 seconds as well, which may or may not be served depending on what happens.
Jack Redmond not happy. I have 9+ direct messages which I'm not opening, but it would make me believe that he's been hit off, and that's unfortunate for Jack Redmond because he's always one of the racier ones. He's one of the ones we love watching. Let's have a look at the chat. Kyle Davis is saying, howdy from Aruba. Howdy from a wet Austria. A wet A1 ring, Red Bull ring, whatever you like to call it. As
well, yeah, Austria ring if you want to go.
Yeah, you can go back that far as well. That was that was a while ago. The A1 ring hosted 7 F1 races from 1997 to 2003, and then of course we have had a lot of races from 2014 as Kyle Albert is into the pits again. Would this be just to serve his 5-second time penalty? I believe it
Yeah,
is, because he's gone for
I
Inters.
think it would have crippled this race otherwise.
Yeah,
Plus,
it's a clever choice from Kyle, just get it done with.
Can't lose much now. Honestly, Austria was in the 80s, and fun fact, they required 3 goals, 3 attempts to start the 1987 Austrian Grand Prix.
Yeah, and it debuted in 1963 at Zetwig Airfield, the Austrian Grand Prix, but it didn't achieve championship status until the next year in 1964, where Lorenzo Bandini won the race. And then, of course, like every race in the 60s, it was taken off the calendar for safety reasons. But in terms of Formula Virtual Racing history, it has been Dutch dominated. It was Benjamin Bolwerk who won the first edition in Season 2, and then we have had Tim Wenting and Legend Rosenberg, 2 Dutch winners, but it was Austrian Menenzo King who won the Austrian Grand Prix, the only Austrian man to do it, and the only Austrian to win in real life was Niki Lauda. Of course, Niki was the only man to win in the Austrian Grand Prix in 1984 en route to his 3rd Drivers' World Championship. So, safety car in this lap has linked in perfectly, so thank you Codemasters, but the safety car is in this lap, and we are now under wet conditions for all except Adrian Teich, who has stayed out on a set of the hard compound tyres. So keep an eye for Adrian. He could fly up here if the track is not wet enough. But here we go. We Legend Rosenberg, who leads us away with the first safety car restart of the season. We are on reduced safety car this season, as there is 8 laps done here in the Austrian Grand Prix. We go racing once again around the Red Bull Ring, and it's going to be Legend Rosenberg who gets a flyer of a restart from Jake Marsh and Lewis McWilliam. Sam Crumpton has had an issue, as there's somebody else around with him as well. Who was it? I'm not quite sure, but Sam Crumpton has had a horror of a start, and Juan Hernandez is up to 6th position. He's had a great restart there. He's got a couple of spots. Aaron McFall as well. Leroy Vincendel has got 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flag. Yeah, that could be a glitch penalty there.
Aaron's dived differently.
Oh, Aaron's gone for a big send on Leroy Vincendel, and Leroy is pushed onto the curb, but there's a swap of position. It's a McLaren 1-2 again, up the top of the grid, as Jake Marsh has fallen to 3rd. Lewis McWilliam with a brilliant run on Jake Marsh, heading into the Schloss Gold of turn number 4. Aaron McFall is up to 7th after an early spin. He span through this corner now as he's heading into. It looks like Liam Houseman's gone at the back. Liam Houseman's gone at the back, and unfortunately Adrian Teich's master plan on the hard compound tyres has not worked. He will have to pit off those. Seb Millsy getting past Thomas Main. We're side by side here through turn number 8. Oh, it's oh so close. But it's going to be Seb Millsy who comes up on top. Seb, of course, did lead a Formula Virtual race once he led last season's race in Zandvoort, which was almost won by Thomas Main. And I think Bill Nowick may have picked up some damage somewhere along the line. He is taking another trip to the Haas pit box. Legend Rosenberg leads by 1.024.
No, he has a drive-through, remember.
Oh, he's a drive-through, that's correct. Bill has that drive-through. That is why he is venturing into the pit box. Up the hill we go, and Jake is still right on the back of Lewis McWilliam, but doesn't look like he's making a move yet. Lewis has the better pace, with Legend the better pace of both McLarens. Avesta Bardi right on the back of Jake Marsh. As we see the red light flashing on the back of the Ferrari, that's not battery reasons, that's just standard protocol in these wet weather moments. It looks like Sam Crumpton is trying to regain a few spots from the mistake on the restart. He's up to 10th. He's got past Bor Bune, the man whose birthday was yesterday on the 29th of July. So happy belated birthday for Bor Bune. Shares a birthday with Fernando Alonso, the Spanish double F1 champion, of course, Bor Bune. Oh, hold on a second. Jake Marsh is in the gravel, and as we mentioned, ex-Ferrari drivers, the current FVR Ferrari driver has sent himself spinning into the turn number 8 gravel trap. DRS has been enabled. Oh, everyone's in. Here we go then. This is a moment of madness. Legend and Lewis and Avesta and Aaron and have all stayed out. Enzo King's the lead pitter here. As what are they going for? They're going for the hard tyres. This is a big moment here. Tyres are incredibly hard to heat up on the Formula 1 2022 game, but this is a moment of madness possibly for all on the grid. This is just like Spa-Francorchamps last season, another track that can provide tricky conditions.
Might be required here.
As someone's run wide. It was Bill Nowick who stayed out on the Inters. Juan Hernandez was almost pushing his former teammate Enzo King out of the pit lane.
Down to 18th.
Jake has gone down to 18th because, of course, he pinned as well, and Juan is pushing Enzo King through turn number 3 of Remus. Oh, it's 3 wide. Look at Bill Nowick. The Inters are much quicker. Bill Nowick has flown past Enzo King, and Juan Hernandez on the grass, and oh, somehow saves his car. The Spaniard, incredible driving from him once again. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe
no,
it wasn't.
He saved it,
to be fair, but I'm sorry, Juan. That is a commentator's curse, as Lewis McWilliam has stayed out while his teammates pit. He's run wide through the Nicky Lauda curve. Legend Rosenberg goes for the hard compound tyres. Avesnigo body, hard compound tyres. I believe Sam Crumpton might just do the same thing as he heads into his pit box. It's a front wing change as well for Sam Crumpton. Liam Houseman. Liam has stayed out. Here we go though. Legend and Avesta are clear because it seemed like the Inters were just quicker for that lap. Joan Muller has gone for a set of mediums. And look at Bill Nowick, the man who had a drive-through. He's run wide through the Nicky Lauda curve. He's currently 6th position in a Formula Virtual race. But look at Borbune. Lewis is out! Lewis is out of the race! Heading through... Look, we've a safety car. The race leader, Lewis McWilliam, has crashed out of the race. Through turn number 5. Incredible.
No, Liam Gleeson won't lead the race, but he will take this a very not comfortable pit stop.
Incredible. Lewis McWilliam has crashed out of the lead of the race of the Austrian Grand Prix. Arguably the man on the better strategy. It's dried up now, but incredible. Absolutely incredible. Lewis McWilliam has crashed out of the Austrian Grand Prix, and 2 of the quicker men, Lewis McWilliam and Jack Redmond, are both out of the race. On lap 12, Liam Houseman, he'll have a bit of that into the pit lane, and wow, this race has shuffled up completely here, Brendan.
It has. It's flipped on its head. I don't know how many times already, but it's changed. Borbune is in, I believe, to get off the soft tyres. I believe he thinks, no, any benefits the soft tyres would have had there are gone now, so may as well take the pain now. Liam Wasteman's back up to 12th, so I suppose the safety car did ease the pain in that regard.
Kyle Albert has reported himself for an incident with Borbune under the first safety car.
Accountability is very nice to see.
Liam's almost chucked it into the wall at Remus. He's just about got it stopped there. And Legend Rosenberg now leads as we are fully dry again. What, all of 4 laps after it started raining?
Wait, Lewis said he hit a curb, got wing damage and a puncture.
What?
I am not joking you, he just said that.
Where has Lewis said that?
Oh no, it's not in the FVR chat, some other chat you're not in.
Ouch! Ouch! Jesus, that's a violent... Ouch! What? I am speechless. I am speechless. I have been violated from... Wow, I am absolutely... I am speechless.
I did not mean to offend you, but I am just a messenger. I am not requesting to be killed over this, but he's just saying that the inside in curb in turn 4 he hit it and got wing damage and a puncture. I don't know if you're Lewis McWilliam or Colton Herta, because curbs, I'm not really sure how a curb gives you damage, but it somehow has.
Well, Brendan's still hurting from Colton Herta, and we are under safety car. Lewis McWilliam has crashed out of the race from the lead, and Legend Rosenberg's teammate leads. Legend probably would have been leading anyways because we were in a pit stop phase, but we're back on the slick tyres. And keep an eye on Jerome Muller here, 4th on the mediums. They'll be quick. They won't go to the end, but they'll be a quick tyre, ladies and gentlemen. If you're enjoying, make sure you give us a like and subscribe to Formula Virtual Racing, and check out all our social channels, and leave a comment on the stream if you're having a good time, as Safety car is in this lap. I don't know why I did that, Brendan.
I suppose when you come to FVR, you are having a good time. We'll have to see now, can Avesta, who said he could challenge for the title, can he maybe
It should be interesting.
do something?
Ukraine,
to back that up.
As a legend. Oh, that would have been a great time to go. He absolutely forced them wide. But here we go. Oh, he's hit him. Oh, there's contact between Legend Rosenberg and Avesta Gobadi as we go racing around the Red Bull ring. They've both got off scot-free, but Avesta has gone with Legend. Legend's not got the launch that he once wanted as Aaron McFall weaves to warm his tyres. Lewis McWilliam has joined us back, I imagine, going to engineer for the McLaren team as Avesta Gobadi is going to follow Rosenberg up the hill into Remus. Will there be a move by anybody? There is going to be a move by Jerome Muller as he heads down in towards turn number 3. Dutchmen have a great history of ascending to that corner. We remember the famous Top You team overtake. Here we go. Kyle Albert has got a run. Enzo King has a run on Aaron McFall. There is drivers making overtakes everywhere around the Red Bull ring. Enzo King and Aaron McFall almost making contact. These guys have a history of collisions. No collision on this occasion. They are both kept it clean as Juan Hernandez has disconnected, as it looks like Sam Crumpton might have did the same, possibly, as Theodore Marinov has got up to the top 10 for Williams. Seb Mills has picked up a 3-second time penalty as Legend Rosenberg is going to lead us once again after a safety car restart lap. 0.6 of a second is the gap. Avesta Gobadi keeping with the mighty Dutchman. Jerome Muller off. Jerome Muller's off at the Red Bull mobile curve on the final corner, and Kyle Albert's out of the race. Oh no, one of the Red Bulls is gone, and now we have a safety car. That's an awful collision for Kyle Albert at the final corner. The Red Bull mobile curve has taken a Red Bull sacrifice with it, and we go under safety car with 20 to go in Formula Virtual Racing.
Good news for Juan here is that if he can get back in, he'll have only lost about one place at most. I think Enzo has apologised to Kyle here, so I think to avoid Jerome Muller. I think it was just a case of wrong place, wrong time for Kyle Albert.
Really unfortunate there. That is very, very unfortunate. Hard tires will make the end from this point, which is an interesting thing to note, but there was clouds once again above the Red Bull ring. Juan's back, thankfully.
I suppose he got lucky in an unlucky situation in this case. I think Jack Redmond
Legends
might
in.
have a bit
Oh no, he's not.
To be honest.
Yeah, I think that's what happened there.
Yeah. It is strange because in my own game I've seen people just appear with an X in front of me, but I'm not necessarily lagging. There's just some odd things going on at times, yeah.
Well, Sam Crumpton and Borbune have both pitted, and Sam Crumpton has put on the softs. Why?
Maybe to switch back. Just do a lap and then switch back.
But why? We have wet conditions. He doesn't need to serve the mandatory tyre.
No, but it's more if he was on hard tyres and he wants to finish the race on hard tyres. You only have one set of hard tyre. You're going to have to do a pit stop, then come back in again at some point.
Why? He said he's going to do 1 or 2 laps on these softs. I mean, you know what, I'll leave him to it. Adrian Tice, unfortunately, is a lap down, and he is currently behind Theodore Marinov. And in front of the mediums
as well. You might want to save the mediums as well, I suppose, just in case maybe it's lap 21 and he wants to pit to the end in another safety car.
Jake saying the hards were nowhere at the start. Jake's still in the race, and he's on a set of the mediums in 13th. Both Ferraris having a shocking start to the season. I think we have some pitters. I've seen someone go in. No, we don't.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I would like to see some crazy strategies. Great race by Seb Mills so far. Currently 6th for Red Bull Racing, as we do with Sam Crumpton into the pits. So he's trying the Brendan strategy here of well, God knows. I have no idea.
Convoluted strategies that somehow pay off because of things.
Yeah, he's gone back on the hards. That was the most pointless pit stop I've ever seen. I mean, he's only lost one position.
I might have had wing damage, to be fair, I suppose.
Oh, good point. Very good point. Maybe I'm the dumb one here. But we all knew that. We all knew that. But Luke Davies, let's talk about this. Shocker so far at the Red Bull Ring has been nowhere. As that Mercedes front wing looks really weird. The nose cone on it is not like that in real life.
Yeah. So, honestly, this Codemasters, it's an alright game, but it's not. Some of the things aren't so great.
Yes, like everything. But, safe car in this lap, ladies and gentlemen. We will be going racing for the third time as.
Wait,
oh no! Juan Hernandez has crashed under the safety car and will retire from the Formula Virtual Racing Austrian Grand Prix. That is a horrible moment for driver and team. Horrible moment. We've lost 4 heavy hitters in this one. This is going to be a jumbled up order. By the time we reach the end, it's going to be the man himself, Legend Rosenberg, who leads us away. But will Legend somehow survive to the end of the race, or will misfortune hit the other side of the McLaren garage? There's only one way to find out, and it's sticking around with us here as we go racing once again in the Red Bull Ring. Much better restart from Avesta Body this time. He's kept right with the McLaren, and Aaron McFall is not the one weaving his tyres to heat them up. It is Avesta Body as could Avesta send one into Remus at turn number 3, tucked in to the slipstream. No DRS quite just yet, but he's not burning his ERS. Could he attack into turn number 3? No, Legend just has enough on the Alpine, but Enzo King has enough on Jerome Muller, and he's gone up the inside. The Austrian man, could he get a podium here in his home Grand Prix? We'll have to wait and see. He'd love to get a second career Austrian Grand Prix podium. He's tucked up into the slipstream of the AlphaTauri, but he is not quite close enough. Here goes Liam Houseman, almost trying to move on Leroy Van Schendel. The two Dutchmen having a go, but Liam Houseman has not got the job done, or has he? He's trying it round the outside through the world curve. It's Bill Nowick off at the back, and Liam Houseman is not backing out just yet, but that is great defending by Leroy Van Schendel of Aston Martin Racing. Really good stuff. Avesta Badi's a lot closer to Legend than anyone has been heading into the second lap after a restart. We're on to lap number 20 of 36. We're halfway through this race and nobody knows who's going to win it.
Yeah, anything could happen here. Looks like Avesta v Legend for the win. Although you do have Aaron here as well to pick up scraps, although he is at the moment outside DRS.
Aaron's never won the Austrian Grand Prix, but he has finished on the podium here before. Not close enough for Avesta Badi. He'll need to wait for the DRS as Bill Nowick has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Bill Nowick has had an up and down race everywhere. Thomas Main has got past Seb Millsy. Thomas on the medium compounded tyres. They're not going to make the end, I don't think. He's did 8 laps on them, and it looks like Seb Millsy unfortunately has to cede position there. Jake Marsh on Leroy Van Schendel down the inside. Bit of contact. Ferrariman quite rootless with his overtakes, and Liam Houseman will follow him through the Ferrari, leading the Ferrari powered Alfa Romeo Sauber through the Worth curve, and Leroy Van Schendel has been kicked out of the points, lightning Luke Davies, the next man to attack him, in 12th position, although Liam Houseman has had a terrible run out of turn number 8. Are we going to go side by side into turn number 9 of Rint? No, we are not, and it looks like Leroy Van Schendel has backed out. Avesta Badi is 0.3 of a second behind as DRS has now been enabled heading up the hill. Will Avesta Badi open that rear wing? He absolutely will. This is the first chance we have for an on-track overtake for the lead. It's swapped because of pit stops, and it has swapped because of safety cars, but Avesta Badi not close enough on this occasion. Breaks the later of the two and will claw in a bit of time on the McLaren Mercedes of Legend Rosenberg, but a kick out of the rear there for Avesta Badi will mean there is no overtake on this lap for him, unfortunately. Here comes Sam Crumpton on Luke Davies. Luke defends the inside. Crumpton goes for the inside, almost making contact. The Williams somehow finds a gap and somehow does not make contact with the Mercedes, and it looks like Bill Nowick has unfortunately had another spin at the back, and it looks like Theodore Marinoff has gone off, and there's someone gone off. It's Jake Marsh off again in the midfield, and Ferrari's day gets worse. Jake Marsh has plummeted out of the points paying positions and is now 14th in the Austrian Grand Prix, Theodor Marinov. That was a stunning move around the outside through the Worth curve at turn 7, and it is now Williams Racing in 7th and Williams Racing in 11th. Almost 2 point scoring places, but Seb Millsy's attacking back. Seb Millsy really late send up the inside. Theodor does great to avoid that, but that was a really late move by Sebastian Mills. Here comes Theodor Marinov up the hill, weaving like it's the last lap of a world championship, but Theodor's got to go around the outside of the Oracle Red Bull racing car of Seb Mills. Look at Liam Houseman almost making a move. He's lost a spot here too. Oh no, sorry, that's Adrian Teich's lapped car, and Theodor is somehow ahead of Seb Millsy heading into turn number 4. That's Adrian Teich unlapping himself.
There's a pile up here.
Oh, what's happened here?
I don't know, but Luke went for a dive on Leroy and got met by the Alfa Romeo of Khalid.
Oh, that's
stopped
awful.
pretty much at turn 4.
Yeah, I think Adrian Teich is not helping matters with the lap car. He is meant to obey blue flags, so it could be a time penalty or some penalty points on his licence for Adrian Teich. Seb has damage according to the Ferrari team boss, as that is Luke. Oh, who's in the pits? It's Liam Houseman in the pits. He obviously has picked up some front wing damage in that bit. Yeah. Oh wow, there was a pile up there because Jake Marsh finds himself in 11th.
I think something flew off Luke's car.
I think it might have if he ran up the back of the Alfa Romeo. As here we go, there's a battle up the hill between Mercedes and Aston Martin, and it's Thomas Main and Enzo King. Enzo King was Mercedes driver for 2 seasons, but unfortunately he's going to have to see the back of the Mercedes, just like he's seen the back of them in his career. He'll see the back of them here at the Austrian Grand Prix. Thomas Main sails past on those better mediums, but they're not far off a drop-off point. They can do about 16 laps. They'll have to do about 24 if they want to make the end here. So Thomas Main in a spot of bother, as well as Jerome Muller, who's running well in 4th, the Dutchman, but he is unfortunately going to have to do a hefty stint on those. He had a big lock-up as well into the final corner, so they could be flat-spotted. Cutting up to the lead here as we're having a look on board the Alpine of Vestago Badi. He is right on the back of Legend Rosenberg. This is probably his best chance to take the lead of the race in the last few laps. Heading into turn number 1, the Nicky Lauda curve. He's had a wobble. Legend Rosenberg with the better straight line speed up the hill. But Vestago Badi, quite crucially, has that DRS. He has the slipstream. Is it going to be a send in towards Remus? No, it isn't. He breaks later of the 2, and that might have sent him offline as he's looking at the back of that McLaren of Legend Rosenberg. He's not going to be close enough here. Legend Rosenberg had the much better exit out of Remus, and heading into the Schloss Gold, it is Vestago Badi who unfortunately will have to stay in 2nd place for his sake. Jerome Muller's right on the back of Aaron McFall, so keep an eye on them. This midfield battle has undeveloped itself due to the pit stops, and it is Leroy Van Schendel who has to take to the pit lane to change his front wing once again. I think there might have been a spin at the back somewhere for him.
Yeah, just some things just don't go your way sometimes. So, yeah.
So here we go. Could be another attack by Vestago Badi. Aaron McFall's keeping with these guys. It's 1.5 seconds, so he does not have the DRS, but he is keeping with them as we see Vestago Badi piling on the pressure on the world champion, number 1, Legend Rosenberg. Will it be 2nd position for the number 1 Legend Rosenberg as we head up towards Remus? Vestago Badi right on the back of the McLaren Mercedes, but he is not going to get that done. And it's a big mistake for Vestago Badi, and he's fallen out of the DRS. And has he just seen his chance go from underneath them? It was a mistake. Burn the ERS. Get right back within Legend Rosenberg. You absolutely have to. No, he's round! And Vestago Badi has spawned in the Schloss Gold. Enzo King as well. Enzo King has gone as well. The Aston Martin, they're all going at this corner as the understeer kicks in, as the tyre wear increases. Jerome Muller finds himself 2nd in the Austrian Grand Prix with Aaron McFall right behind him. But this is now Legend Rosenberg's race to lose. No pressure for the McLaren.
It's just not gone. Well, it's just not great now for Vesta. It was a very easy 2nd place there for him if he hadn't been. Probably feel like he was a little too greedy there, but he did feel like maybe there was a chance, and it's
when he made the first mistake, he recovered. He was still second. He was getting back in the DRS, and then he spun again. That's the problem. And we've seen Enzo King as well clatter the barriers. That's the home hero here in the Red Bull Ring, spinning around into 10th, and Borbune is right on the Aston Martin's back here as we head up the hill into Remus, and he's going to get the DRS possibly. It is Sam Crumpton who sets the fastest lap of the race with 107.140. That's not beating the lap record set by Carlos Sainz in 2020's race. The second race it was 105.619 by Carlos Sainz Jr. in the McLaren. It's a McLaren leading, but it's Aaron McFall, the man on the charge behind Jerome Muller. I think Jerome's tyres might just start to fall off soon, and that could be the big thing as Aaron McFall reactions kick in and saves the car from being the next victim to a barrier.
Yeah, apparently the reason the Vesta spun was because Lewis was laughing in the party.
Oh, great. Oh, here we go. Yellow flag. It's one of the Haas's. I believe it is Bill Nowick. Aaron McFall almost with a big send on Jerome Muller. As that was Adrian Tice picking up a 3-second time penalty.
Nice exit out here. Could get into
Here comes Aaron McFall. Here comes the Alfa Romeo. Inside or outside? He's gone for the outside, Aaron McFall, because Jerome Muller has defended the inside and round the outside into the slush goal. Who is it going to be? Leading on the exit. Alfa Romeo versus AlphaTauri. Side by side in towards turn number 6. It is Aaron McFall who leads this battle, and that is an exceptional overtake round the outside. Jerome Muller will struggle to keep up with him now. Those tyres are falling off. As Leroy Van Schendel, look at the name of the Aston Martin team. Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant Formula 1 team. We kind of make a joke of it here, but that is genuinely the name. Well, I didn't realise they put the full thing on the game.
No, they would, because licensing.
Wow, I didn't realise it was genuinely that long. I kind of make a joke of saying Aston Martin Cognizant Aramco TikTok Cognizant Formula 1 team, but it's probably almost that. Anyways, back to the serious stuff. Jake Marsh has a run on fellow Briton Seb Mills up the hill, and it's going to be the Scuderia Ferrari up to 7th place. It's Ferrari versus Red Bull versus Mercedes as Luke Davies finds himself into the points now, running a new wheel. Jake Marsh! What's happened there? Has there been contact between himself and Seb?
Yep, contact between him and Seb. He got half spun.
Not good for Jake Marsh, and Seb unfortunately has been a bit of a magnet into the side of the cars today. It's not the first time we've seen Seb Millsy go plunging up the inside, and it's not going to be the last either, because he has Luke Davies behind him, and if Luke gets past I will be fearful. That is just a joke. Seb's not a dirty driver, unfortunately. He has just been involved in 2 bad incidents. As Jerome Muller into the pits, he's not going to be happy about that. That promotes Thomas Main to the podium.
Yeah, I think Thomas was just inside the penalty range, but now it's just pretty much confirmed. I believe Legend might not be racing for some of the next few races.
He's missing almost 3 rounds, I believe, of the McLaren. Yeah. I could make up some story saying he's going to race in Le Mans or something, but no, he's going on holidays. But yeah, he'll need 26 points today if he wants to do well in this championship. Luke Davies tucks in behind Seb Mills. Can he get the exit? Jake Marsh is right with him, so Jake is these tyres working now. Clearly whatever he was doing in the first few stints, he was doing it wrong, because it's working now. Here comes Luke Davies trying around the outside. Seb moving under the braking. Oh, you can't do that. That's awful. You cannot move under the brakes in a motorsport. That is one of the key rules. Do not move under the braking. Well, maybe in NASCAR you're allowed, but in any serious form of motorsport you're not allowed to move under the braking, as that was not meant to be a diss to NASCAR. Apologies if there's any NASCAR fans watching. Seb is one, but I do apologise. There is 0.2 of a second separating these two now, as it looks like Jerome Muller has flown past Borbune back into the points for AlphaTauri.
It's going to be passed here very easy. Although
around the outside, I think Seb might have let him through.
Yeah, but Seb, I believe he's got a left end plate missing, so...
Yeah, he does. He does have damage. So Seb wasn't doing too bad in this race until he's picked up the damage. Is he going to have another go up towards Remus? Is it going to be down the inside? Is it going to be the outside for Seb Mills? He's going to have to, unfortunately, stay behind. And Jake Marsh is going to try get the run. The three top dogs in Formula 1. Not the top dogs in FVR so far this season, but they have Enzo King right behind. Here comes Jake Marsh. Going to be a big send down the inside on the young Seb Millsy. It's not worked there too far back, and now he's almost kicked out the rear and crashed at the exact same point we've seen Juan Hernandez in this race under
Enzo
the safety car.
Close.
Yep, Enzo right up there, and it looks like Jake Marsh and Seb Millsy. Ooh, optimistic from Jake Marsh, and that's a great send up the inside, heading through turn number 8. He's got the job done. Seb, do not send it down the inside into turn number 9 of Rint. That would be the silliest move I've seen since Jack Redman's attempt of an overtake in Singapore season number 4. Enzo King is right behind Seb Millsy though, but Seb does have a penalty as of right now. I think he's going to drop out of the points
here, though.
Yeah, Jerome is flying on the softs. It's a purple sector 3 for Jerome Muller. I imagine the fastest lap will come soon, but of course Leo Vincendel probably did burn all his battery. Avesta Gobadi is pulling his teammate a lap down, which is never nice for any teammate, but he's got some DRS off him, so I'm sure Adrian isn't feeling too bad. With Avesta Gobadi looking to try and get back on the podium after that spin. He's going to probably do it, as I cannot see Thomas Main making the end on those mediums.
Well, you might just have to drag it out here. Maybe Thomas, he can maybe use some racecraft here to keep Avesta behind.
Thomas Main is a great defender. He is a brilliant defender. As that is Jerome past Seb. Seb is really struggling. That's actually Jerome past Enzo as well.
Yeah.
So Jerome is flying. Keep an eye on Jerome Muller here, because he could make his way into the top 5 sooner rather than later. Theodore Marinov will probably be the goal for him. And Theodore, we have not mentioned at all, running superbly in the Williams. He's had a great race. His qualifying was poor, but his race has been great. He's kept out of trouble, and he is doing a great job here. We're on lap 32 out of 36, and Jake Marsh is attacking Luke Davies. Oh, here comes Jerome. Jake is attacking Luke Davies. Jerome's attacking the both of them. Here comes Jerome Muller up the inside of Jake Marsh in towards Remus. Turn number 3. Jerome breaks 50 metres later than Jake Marsh and sends it up. No, he's almost spun it. Oh, what a save by Jerome Muller. He's unbelievable driving. Here comes Enzo King up the inside of possibly both of them. He's gone up the inside of the Red Bull. He's got to tuck in behind the Avatari. He knows the Avatari in front of him is rapid on the soft compound tyres. But Jerome Muller's race almost ended in the wall, but he has caught up to the back of Jake Marsh. Once again, that just shows how superior these soft compound tyres are, but you don't want to get over eager. Getting over eager here could see the end of your race. There is a battle though for the podium. It is Thomas Main versus Avesta Gobadi. Here we go. Avesta into the slipstream. Avesta's teammate has actually given Thomas Main DRS here, but Avesta Gobadi is going to try and round the outside on the Mercedes. Thomas Main keeps it on the inside. Avesta with a classical switchback, and Thomas Main has spun on the exit, and he's reset the track, which is not allowed. But Avesta Gobadi has got that podium, and unfortunately we did
jump up.
Well, no, because somebody has to report Thomas Main for it. That's the rule. It's if reported. If it's basically if you get a if you do it in an illegal way, but Thomas probably will get away with it. Jake Marsh has lost that spot to Jerome Muller, and Jerome Muller's now 6.5 seconds off Theodore. Luke Davies is round on the apex of the Schloss Gold, and he's fallen out of the points. He's lost his Ineos red end plate, and that may be...
already lost it.
Well, he's lost another one because there's one on the ground, and that may be...
No, please.
No, there was a red Mercedes end plate on the ground.
He did not have an end plate before. He crashed into the back of Liam Weissman early on in the race. That's where the end plate was lost.
Well, he's lost something then. But Jake has picked up a 3 seconds, and Seb Millsy is entering the pits. Luke Davies, meaning he will get back in the points, but he has to drive this car for the last few laps of the race, and Jake Marsh has made a big mistake there, and now Enzo King is right on the back of the Ferrari, and those medium compound tyres are really struggling. Enzo King has flown up to 7th spot on home turf. He's currently 6th if he can keep within Jerome's penalty count, but that'll be a tough ask because Jerome Muller is the man on the move here in the Austrian Grand Prix. The podium is almost pretty set here. It's not going to be a Grand Slam finish as Sam Crumpton takes the fastest lap of the race for Williams Racing. He'll get a point for it because you can score points for the fastest lap throughout the Grand Prix. Bill Nowick, as we see, just understeering through 7th. He's running 15th. He was up there. He was in 5th at one point, I'm pretty sure. But unfortunately, the race has not gone to plan for Bill Nowick.
That's it. Unfortunate for him, as some people over a minute behind, just Hassan went their way today, but long season.
Seb spun Luke round. That's what happened. Luke Davies, he was spun by Seb Millsy. And I have a feeling this may be the last time we see Seb on an FVR track, because this has not been one of his best performances. As oh, that's Bill Nowick out of the race. You can see him on the left hand side. That means
it's too late for a safety car.
We'll be down to 15. A safety car would have really spiced up this race. It's what we needed a few laps ago. It would have really spiced up this event, as there is a yellow flag because that is an Aston Martin of Leroy gone in the middle sector. The back markers are dropping off here like flies, unfortunately. That is Leroy Van Schendel gone in the middle sector, and the only battle really on track right now is between Enzo King and Jake Marsh, and this isn't even really a battle. Jake has no tyres, but Legend Rosenberg starts the final lap of the Austrian Grand Prix. He has never looked like he was losing this one. He is leading by 7.1 seconds, which is an insane margin for an Austrian Grand Prix. That is Jake Marsh around in the middle sector. That is Jake Marsh around in the middle sector. He is going to be hunted down by Borbune and Luke Davies here, or as Luke Davies is now in his penalty count. This will be close at the end for who gets the minor points placing, but we got to cut back to our race leader and just appreciate the dominance here on 4. He's coasting at home because Aaron McFall has clawed in on him. Aaron McFall really pushing. Is maybe Legend struggling with the tyres? Does he have a puncture? No, all looks good. So he's going to navigate this one home because there's absolutely no mistake in his locker today. He has been incredible. Absolute. Oh, there's rain. That's what's happening. It started to rain on the final lap of the Austrian Grand Prix. Look at the halo of Legend Rosenberg. The rain is pouring down, but it's not going to come quick enough. The quickest thing on this circuit is this man, Legend Rosenberg, who starts off a championship winning campaign, possibly by winning the Austrian Grand Prix. The two-time champion is back, and he wins in FVR once again. Aaron McFall finishes 2nd, and Avestigo Badi finishes in 3rd. Thomas Main is going to somehow make it home in 4th on those mediums. It's going to be Theodore Marinov with 5th on debut for the reserve driver. Jerome Muller will come home in 6th, and he'll keep 6th with the penalty count. Enzo King will finish. Oh no, sorry, Jerome had 6. Enzo will finish 6th. Jake Marsh, oh, he skids around the last corner, and look at this, Luke Davies is charging on his back, as is Borbune. It's a look how quick it started to rain. Incredible. Oh, Jake's crack. Oh, he's out of the race.
He's back before the line.
Oh, he hasn't made the line, and Liam Houseman spun out of the points. No score for Ferrari, as he's not crossed the start, or has he crossed the start finish line? Oh, he hasn't. He hasn't made it.
He's lost. He's lost a few points there.
Liam Houseman spins as well, and Liam Houseman probably would have gotten the points because of Seb's penalties, but oh, how unfortunate. He's got to reverse across the line, and the rain came very quickly at the end of that race.
Well, if we had one more safety car,
lap would have been incredible, but the rain did not arrive in time. Legend Rosenberg wins again, folks. And that was a dominant drive by Legend. But the big talking point is Jake Marsh crashing out before the line. No points for the reigning champions.
Well, the reigning champions didn't get points, but the reigning champion got pretty much full maximum.
He did. It was Crumpton who took the fastest lap off him. It was Crumpton who took the fastest lap on him. There's the Dutchman, Legend Rosenberg, winning again in the Red Bull Ring. First ever double winner here in Austria. Thank you, Tyler Davison, for informing us. Borbune has continued on the point streak.
Yeah.
There we go then. Legend Rosenberg wins in the Red Bull Ring. Aaron McFall second, Avesta Gobadi third, Thomas Main fourth, Theodore Marinov, the Bulgarian, in fifth, Enzo King in sixth, Jerome Muller seventh, Luke Davies eighth, Borbune ninth, Seb Mills in 10th, Liam Houseman 11th, and then Jake Marsh not finishing the race. Those who did finish a lap down were Sam Crumpton, Leo Ivan Shendel, and Adrian Teich, with the non-finishers being Bill Noack, Juan Hernandez, Kyle Albert, Lewis McWilliam and Jack Redmond. Brendan, who wins the first Beam 1 Safety Award of Season 7?
Okay, let me see. I'll give it to Aaron.
Aaron McFall wins the Beam 1 Safety Award. Legend Rosenberg wins the race. Brendan, any final thoughts on that one?
It's a bit chaotic, and some people, so see, Legend Aaron being 1 and 2, it's very good for them, especially Aaron now, as it puts him pretty much in pole position now to put forward the title challenge, especially with Legend being absent for a couple of races. Meanwhile, also very good for Thomas and Avesta, but you'd have to wonder now, Lewis, Jack and Juan, three big name drivers who are not getting points this week, although for one next week, maybe home comforts might be something to help them.
Next week we do head to Spain for a really, really interesting Spanish Grand Prix. But from all here in FVR, thank you very much for joining us, and do tune in next week on Friday to the Formula Virtual Racing Academy race, and then us again on Saturday. Stay safe, everybody, stay well, and we'll catch you next time.